Hey, good morning, or actually, I should say good afternoon, Dr. Edwards. So this is the first time I've ever done a YouTube Live video. I've done some Facebook Live for work and personally, but I've never done YouTube. So I think that this will be really, really good for the new position that I have with Dallas College as the Director of Social and Paid Media. One of the things I really want to work on is improving our YouTube channel, and several of the things that I've learned this semester in the class I think are going to be really, really helpful. So a couple of the things that I have learned that I definitely wanted to put into practice at Dallas College is the idea of having a brand voice guide. That's something that I'd never thought about. Of course, we all use style guides, but I hadn't thought about the voice guide. So that's something that I've already got my team developing. And then something else that I really, really liked was the idea from YouTube about creating hero, hub, and help content. I think that's a strategy that my team can use when we are creating really all of our content, regardless of whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Insta, or our kind of new presence that I want to create on YouTube. So, looking at when we're putting our calendars together and making sure that we've got kind of that evergreen content that can be recycled and repurposed across all of the platforms, I think will be very important. Making sure, since we're an educational institution, we need to make sure that we're helping people, right? Answering their questions, being a place that they can come if they can't find the information that they need. And then that hero content, I want to make sure that we're focusing on our students, on our faculty, our success stories, cool things we're doing out in the community. And I think that that is something that we've really been lacking at Dallas College. We've not done as good of a job as I would like in kind of segmenting our content into those three areas. So that's something that's going to be very important. And I was super glad to learn about that in a previous assignment that you gave us. The other thing that I found very, very interesting is the segment that you did on analytics. I've already taken an analytics class with Dr. Maven, and learning more about the data, what things are trending, how our audiences are looking, what's getting engagement, perhaps more importantly, what's not getting engagement. I think those things are fascinating. So the videos that you shared with us on that assignment, I really found lots of good tidbits. So I wanted to start with YouTube. A couple of things that you shared with us in that video that I had no idea existed. The idea for you widget that YouTube has, where it suggests ideas for improving your content. I mean, that was just phenomenal. So I really look forward to using that and seeing how that we can create our content better and how to do a better job. I also didn't realize that you can manage content both at the channel level and by the video level. So I love the fact that you can look at videos, see what is pulling people in, what are they interested in, and then creating more content that's going to look more like that. So Twitter was the second one that we talked about in your class, Dr. Edwards, and a couple of the nuggets that you shared that I found really, really interesting, particularly was a top media tweet. I didn't realize that that would be something that we could use to share with the partners that we're working with. I think about our board of trustees or local ISD or some of the other chambers that we may partner with on an event. That's a great way to show them with real numbers and real data. It's not just us saying, hey, gosh, we loved partnering with you. It's really an opportunity to show them how well our messages are coming across. So I think that that is absolutely something we're doing. Another one that I really liked is when you went over the followers insight tab. I had no idea you could dig so very deep into your Twitter audience and really find out so much about them. The thing I really loved is when you were looking at your audience that you have on Twitter and finding out that so many of your followers love music, right? So that's something where at Dallas College, we could start to look at what are the interests of our viewers, our followers, and make sure that we are putting content on our page that will interest them. So I thought that was a fantastic tip, and I'm so glad you shared that with us. And then browsing events to look for opportunities to create content that will go viral. I will tell you secretly that's one of my big goals for 2021 is I want to create some type of content that will help us go viral. So the fact that you kind of served that up to us in your class in that video that you shared with us, it's a great tool. I'm really looking forward to using it. And then Facebook has kind of been my bread and butter. That's where I've done the most work on, both personally and professionally. But still, you gave us some wonderful tips. You also reinforced some things that I thought were correct, but it was nice to have an expert tell me that my thinking was spot on. And one of the primary things that I need to change at Dallas College is we like to post content um, at very prescribed times, Monday through Friday. We don't like to post in the evenings, and gosh knows we never post on the weekends because the prior team thought, well, we weren't working on the weekends, therefore our followers won't be looking for anything for us. And based on what you shared with us, about you need to determine the optimum time for when your audience is on social media, that's something I'm definitely going to be implementing in our strategy going forward, is making sure that we're posting at times that are best for our followers, not times that are best for our team. And that's really kind of sad to say because we have a scheduling tool that we use. We're actually transitioning December 1st over to Falcon, which I don't know if you're familiar with that. I've never used it before. So I'm excited about learning to use it. When we get back from Thanksgiving, that's what we'll dig into. So I'm very excited about that. And then I think the last thing is under the People's tab. You really dug into that for us and showed us how far you can break that out. You can break it out into genders. You can break it out into the ages. You can break it out into languages and into the platform that they're watching you on. So all of those things, I think, will help us have a much more dynamic platform. I think it will help us provide much better content for our audiences, and I am super excited to put all of these things to work in the coming weeks and months. So thank you very much.